To the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Kinzinger, an Iraq and Afghanistan Air Force veteran and a lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard.
Gentleman's recognized for 3 minutes.
Well, I thank the chairman for yielding. Let me just say first, Madam Speaker, as a Republican, don't let my side use the security posture as the straw man argument in this. The reality is that's the equivalent of blaming the victim of a crime for the crime. And while it is important, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Madam Speaker, voting on a criminal contempt resolution is not the position we hoped to be in, but Steve Bannon went out of his way to earn this resolution before us, and now we must approve it. Mr. Bannon's willful disregard for the Select Committee's subpoena demonstrates his utter contempt for the American people's right to know how the attacks on January 6 came about. He has advanced a ludicrous legal argument in support of his decision not to cooperate or comply, a decision that defies the rule of law and rejects the will of the American people. Mr. Bannon's reported actions put him near the center of the investigation into the events surrounding January 6th. His own words strongly suggest that the actions of the mob that stormed the Capitol and invaded this very chamber came as no surprise to him. He and a few others were, by all accounts, involved in planning that day's events and encouraged by those who attacked the Capitol, our officers, and our democracy. I have no doubt that Mr. Bannon's scorn for our subpoena is real, but no one, and I repeat, no one, is above the law, and we need to hear from him. As the Select Committee's contempt report states, it was Mr. Bannon who on January 5th predicted with chilling accuracy, quote, "all hell is going to break loose tomorrow." On his radio show that day, he stated, quote, "it's not going to happen like you think it's going to happen, okay? It's going to be quite extraordinarily different. All I can say is strap in. You made this happen, and tomorrow it's game day. So strap in. Let's get ready." And it was Mr. Bannon who is recorded as saying, quote, "it's all converging. And now we're on the point of attack tomorrow." Mr. Bannon said these things publicly as a private citizen, someone deeply involved with Stop the Steal movement, and he said them nearly 3 years after leaving his job at the White House. Mr. Bannon was also reportedly among the small group of Trump confidants assembled at the Willard Hotel to discuss plans to stop or delay the January 6th count. Is it any wonder that the Select Committee needs to hear from him, that we want to see related materials that he has? Furthermore, does anyone really believe Mr. Bannon's actions are covered by a blanket, no questions asked claim of executive privilege, one the former president has never actually made? Madam Speaker, Steve Bannon is a key witness to the Select Committee's probe. He has yet to say or produce anything in response to the subpoena, and his assertion of executive privilege is far-fetched in the extreme and not his to make. I urge my colleagues to join me to support the contempt resolution, and I yield back.
Gentlelady